Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So I'm here today with my Spookathon TBR. Spookathon is a readathon that happens every October. It's hosted by Kayla from BooksandLala. I think this is her third or fourth year doing it. I don't know, I've been doing it every year since she started. She came up with this. It's kind of a way to encourage people to read spooky books during the month of October because it's the best month to read spooky books. Since I kind of purposely make my TBR in October extra spooky, it's just easy to jump in on the Spookathon bandwagon and see how much I can get through in just a week. So Spookathon runs from October 14th to the 20th this year. Perfect timing to get you in all those spooky vibes before Halloween. I'll leave a link to Kayla's channel below. If you aren't a fan of BooksandLala, I don't know where you've been because she's amazing. She's super fun. She's a great booktuber. So definitely check her out. Join in on the spooky fun. And yeah, let's get going. There's 5 challenges. She runs this pretty, there's not a lot of things to this readathon, which I appreciate. I would rather just focus on reading the books and fulfilling challenges rather than going through Instagram posts and doing different video challenges and so I just want to read books. So I do appreciate that she keeps it pretty simple. So 5 challenges. The first one is to read a thriller. I have a few options here. I have 5 books. There's 5 challenges. We'll see kind of how they all shake out. I don't want to drop anything. But the thriller, I've already talked about some of these in my TBR, but bear with me. So The Nightsister by Jennifer McMahon is what I'm kind of considering my thriller. Just based on a little bit of the synopsis, a little bit, I did read the first chapter. Oh, it is so very atmospheric so far and already like gives you goosebumps. So I'm so excited for this book. But I believe there's ghosts involved. The first little paragraph says, "Dear Mr. Hitchcock, do you believe in monsters? Sincerely yours, Miss Sylvia A. Slater, The Tower Motel." So there's something to do with this Tower Motel. The first chapter that I read, this Amy is kind of going to investigate this Tower Motel. It seems like there might be some hauntings with it. I'm not really sure. But Amy is trying to, I think, figure out okay, let's just read the synopsis. I'm going to read the first chapter, the first little paragraph. In the 1950s, the Tower Motel, with its namesake tower, was the shining attraction of tiny London, Vermont. Now it stands in disrepair, alive only in the memories of 3 women, Amy, Piper, and Piper's sister, Margot. They played there as girls until the day when their games uncovered something dark and sinister in Amy's family's past, something that ruined Piper and Margot's friendship with Amy forever. Creepy. So I'm excited about that one. The next challenge, or number 2, is to read a book with red on the cover. This isn't necessarily a spooky book, but I have to read it for my book club that meets the first Monday in November. And it has red on the cover. So, and it's fairly short, and I've been told that I'll be able to kind of fly through this pretty quick. So this is The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. Now, probably don't remember, but Colson Whitehead wrote The Underground Railroad, which I read a couple years ago and was not a big fan. I am giving him another shot because I didn't like The Underground Railroad based on, I was expecting a book with some historical references to the actual Underground Railroad, and he had taken some fantastical liberties with it that it disappointed me. It wasn't what I was really expecting. So thinking about it, it's not his writing, it's not that. And I've been told he kind of switches back and forth between, he'll write a book that has like a fantasy element to it, and then he'll write, I guess, a regular book without those elements. So I think this is one of those. This centers around a school, I believe, that was in Florida, where it was kind of like a juvenile detention type school where kind of troubled boys went to kind of, I don't know, be straightened out, and some not so great things happened at this school. So this follows one of the boys' kind of experience with it. So I'm excited to read The Nickel Boys. It's actually my friend's. I kind of get it back to her. I've had it for a little while. Sorry, Sarah. So there's my book with red on the cover. The next one is read a book with a spooky word in the title. I don't have those in the last three, so I guess I would almost have to go with, like, night is kind of spooky with the Nightsisters. That was a little spooky. I don't know. We're gonna go with that. Challenge number 4, read a book with a spooky setting. And this could be a spooky word too. But I'm really excited to read The Cellar. Now, I've gotten some very interesting feedback when I talked about this in my October TBR. Kind of on the verge of liking, not liking. I've got kind of even of both of them, so I'm really curious to read it. But The Cellar is by Natasha Preston. I believe this follows someone who's abducting young women, and they are kept in a cellar. And he kind of names them after different flowers. So creepy. I'm sorry, cellars are creepy. Like true cellar. I'm like, my basement's finished and it's nice, and that doesn't creep me out. But I mean, I've been in some old houses with some really creepy basements, creepy cellars. So very spooky setting. The last challenge is to read something you wouldn't normally read. And Kayla kind of left this open to our interpretation, whether it's a genre you wouldn't normally read, a type of character you wouldn't normally read, a way you wouldn't normally read. And this one I'm kind of taking a little bit of liberty with, because I don't traditionally read books that are written following specific movies that have come out. So I will read the book first, because traditionally a book comes first and then a movie's made from it. I will do that, but if a movie or show is already there and then a book follows, I'm skeptical. But, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about if you saw my TBR, this one has me very intrigued. So Hocus Pocus, this again follows the movie. So the first half of it is what happens in the movie, which we have already watched Hocus Pocus, I don't know, probably 17 times since October started, and even before that. My kids love that movie. So I don't think I'm gonna read this chunk. I'm gonna read what happens 25 years after Hocus Pocus. So I'm just curious. It's not something I would normally pick up. I'm really just picking it up for nostalgia's sake, going into it without super high expectations, but I love that movie. I love that movie. And then I do have a 5th book that could fall under the read a book with red on the cover, maybe. But again, Jar of Hearts is on my list as well, by Jennifer Hiller. I don't know a lot about this. So when she was 16 years old, Angela Wong, one of the most popular girls in school, disappeared without a trace. Nobody ever suspected that her best friend, Georgina Shaw, now an executive and rising star at a major Seattle company, was involved in any way. So what happened? I don't like to read a lot of the synopsis. I like to go in kind of blind, but disappearance of a girl, people might be accused, secrets might be dug up, that's my assumption. But I've heard really great things about Jar of Hearts. So here are my 5 books for Spookathon. You guys know me. Am I gonna get through all 5 of these? Heck no. But I like to try. My goal is always to complete at least 2. Would be great if I could get to 3. 14th to the 20th. I'm trying to think of like how crazy our life is then. It's not too bad actually. I don't think we have a whole lot going on that weekend, other than we're planning our own little Halloween party at the house. So there might be some of that, but I will definitely vlog. I'll take you with me. You can take a sneak peek at my life. It's probably going to be similar to Contemporary-a-thon. There's going to be some soccer maybe. Maybe some basketball. I don't know. There's a lot of practices going on. I don't think we have any games, so it should be pretty good. But comment below, let me know, are you participating in Spookathon? If you are, I would love to know what your TBR is. And like, subscribe, and FYI, no cameo by Stormy today because he is on a timeout. He is a little too rough with Snickers lately, and they were fighting like cats before. So he's spending some time in the bathroom because I don't know what to do with him. He's like just crazy. So some days. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time.